Well, hi guys, how's it going? I thought I'd do a little topic tonight regarding ghost spirits, entities, residual and non-residual. So I'll give it about 2 or 3 minutes. Let the laggers, the stackers, start crawling in, and then we get started. Let me just go and put my Maltesers back in the fridge. No, I don't really kind of what's that from? You know, although I've been doing this 6 years, I still get confused about, you know, residual energies and what are residual and what isn't residual. So I'm going to try and explain what are ghost spirits and residual energies. So hi Claire, Eugenia, Charms, Ian. Send you an invite if you want to come in, Ian. But I ain't going to be on long anyway. I didn't go to bed till like 10 o'clock this morning. Didn't go till like 5 in the afternoon. Anyway, so yeah, give a couple of minutes and we'll start with the topic, the conversation. And if I do get it wrong, anyone wants to come in and correct me, let me know, and I'll send them an invite to the channel, to the hangout. But I'm going to give you my ideas, because I might be right, I might be wrong, I don't know. But I'm still learning. We all learn by our mistakes, and you know. These are blurry. You know, I think these ones are just for reading, not for the computer though. You know, I sometimes can't get confused and muddled up myself, to be honest with you. So right, so ghosts, spirits, and entities. Well, an entity is classed as a spirit, I suppose. Many say, oh, I saw an entity. But an entity could be classed as either a spirit, which means from a deceased person, or it could be from some kind of like non-human spirit, such as like some kind of like weird. What the hell was that? Well, I mean, cat keeps going under the chair for some reason. I don't know why. So an entity is possibly like an unseen spirit. They kind of like, in one way, show themselves as like either a shadow creature, something demonic. You know, you can even see it with like some kind of like red-eyed creature kind of thing, you know. What is that noise? So an entity could come from, I suppose, from either a portal or a dimension that's been opened up for the spirit world. It could be like something dark floating around your home, a bit like a shadow person, but not an actual person itself. They can kind of like manifest themselves as something even more scary, like tarantulas, spiders. I have heard rumors where people are seeing like black-eyed dog, well, not black-eyed, red-eyed dogs, like some kind of like creature with red eyes, kind of thing. So I'm actually still trying to learn about that, because that's why I started this bit first, because I still don't understand what a real entity is. A ghost can be either two things. A ghost can either be a living person that had once died and has come back because they had things that they need to sort out, or they're not willing to cross over. And what I mean by that is that they're not ready to cross over. They have things they need to sort out. Like, they might not be happy with who's ever living in the house right now, and they're going to give that new homeowner some kind of like spirit activity to try to either like scare them, threaten them, get them out. But they could also be doing it because they're trying to like pass on a certain message. Sometimes it can be something where it can be a nasty spirit. Sometimes it'll be a good spirit. Even though a spirit or a ghost hasn't crossed over, they may have different reasons of still being on, Earth's plane. They could have been like a family who had a lot of like trouble, issues, like problems, and either one or a couple of people, or even the whole family, could have like perished, and they've not kind of crossed over. They're still around, and sometimes, like you will probably get more than one spirit residing in a house or some kind of like property. And I suppose if they had a lot of stress and depression in that family before they died, because they might have died in the fire or something, or they could have been murdered through, they could have been murdered through different reasons, kind of thing. And they haven't been able to cross over because they feel, for some particular reason, they feel that they either don't know they're dead, and they don't know how to cross over, or they want to stay where they are, kind of thing. It's kind of a hard topic, this one, actually, to be honest with you. And if they haven't crossed over and they're staying where they are, that could actually generate a haunting. Okay, and if they've got strong enough energy, they can actually, in one way, cause, I suppose, a lot of activity, and they can like make the new homeowners feel afraid, and with the owners being afraid, they can actually use that fear to like continue doing what they're doing. Ow! So I just pitched my fucking hand. And by the way, I don't know if you see this yet. I just noticed I've got 3 scratch marks on my neck. No, I only found out that they were on there about an hour ago. So, I'm not saying I've got anything demonic there, but I've just been pinched on the hand. So, like, it doesn't mean that, a family that may have died in a house is, like evil and demonic. Maybe they just don't realise that they've kind of like perished. And, you will get that kind of like residual energies. And some residual energies are able to like interact with humans, but some don't. Now, residual energy, I'll go on 20-minute here. But, if they know that they are dead and they're not willing to cross over and they want to stay where they are going to actually try to do whatever they can to get the new homeowner out. But it doesn't mean the whole family that may have perished there is negative. No, it could have been like either the father or the mother or one of the children, or someone else that may live there, who has the actual more negativity than the rest of the family. And that person who's got the negativity can actually hold back the rest of the family from moving on. Because I suppose like more is actually holding on to them. More injury it's kind of like creating to the new homeowners, and the new homeowners are feeling that kind of like negativity and feeling the fear, and the negative spirit is able to thrive on that fear. So when you do get a house which is haunted and they state there's more than one or two spirits there, it doesn't mean that they're all negative spirits. Something there, who has the intent and has a darker energy is able to keep them at bay and stop them from moving over. Some spirits, when they die, either don't know how to cross over and they kind of stay where they are, and they tend to cry out for that help. And if they've got the energy, they'll probably try to like either communicate or cause that little bit of activity in the home, in hope that the homeowner, whether it being a new owner or a family member, will sense that there is something there. And once they have achieved that, then they will probably get to build up more energy, because the homeowner, will probably start getting like fearful, wondering what the hell's going on, and that spirit can actually use that fear again. Now, it doesn't mean that particular spirit is like a nasty spirit. Maybe they just don't realise that they're dead, or even if they do realise that they're dead, they just don't know how to cross over, and they're trying to like communicate with someone to either like ask for help in hope that someone will come along and help them cross over, or they just kind of like know how to cross over but decided to stay because they either want to pass on a message or they need to like finish off something which they haven't finished off before they died. And sometimes they just want to stay because they feel like they could be more of a protector of whoever's living in that house at the time. Talking bullshit, I know, but there we go. You know what I'm like. Now, the thing being with a ghost, like, people say, like, I saw a ghost. Now, a ghost to me is either a spirit that has just passed and has enough energy to manifest themselves, or it could be a ghost that resides in the residual area from like 10, 20, 30 years ago and is trapped in time. Now, there's two kind of residuals that I believe. One is the spirit person that has actually built up enough energy to actually try and show themselves in some way. Like, you know, you might see an arm, you might see a leg, you might see like the head or a part of a body, you know, like a disembodied body kind of thing. You know, if they've got enough energy, they will try to do whatever they can to actually try and manifest themselves. And I believe that, you know, with that kind of spirit, it does take a hell of a lot of energy for them to actually try and manifest themselves as, you know, a full-blown apparition. Now, it's very rare that, you know, a spirit will build up enough energy to do that. You know, how much energy does it really take for a spirit person to build up enough energy to like manifest? You know, we know that, you know, fear is the main factor. Electricity can be another factor of energy for them. Water, you know, the conditions. If everything is in the right situ, such as like, you know, weather conditions, atmospheric, you know, the fear factor from the person who's living there, you know, depending on how much electricity they got, I suppose, as well. Maybe they can use all that kind of energy to manifest themselves as a spirit person, as a ghost. And if they can do that, then I think that could only probably happen every so often, because they ain't going to just show themselves as a ghost. If they like try to show themselves as a ghost, and that person doesn't have the ability to see them as a ghost, they're going to use that energy to do something else, like move things around, knock, bang, tap. You know, probably try to do disembodied voices and that kind of stuff. You know, and we don't know how much energy it takes for them to even knock, move something, speak as a disembodied voice. We don't even know how much energy it takes for them to even say something and we to capture it on an EVP. How much energy does it take to move something? You know, like a cup, a ball, a pen, a piece of paper. It could take a hell of a lot of energy for them to do that. Now, I think what happens is that, you know, it does take them time to build up that amount of energy to do what they want to do. Maybe like they think, well, okay, I've knocked, I've tapped, I've banged, I've moved something, and they still don't realise I'm here. So they try to do something else to try to build up enough energy so they can then try to manifest themselves. I think the manifestation of them showing themselves is more of possibly the last result. And if you do get to see it, then it's going to scare the hell out of you, and you'll probably want to move. And I believe that sometimes spirits will do that because they don't want you either there, or you're not listening, you're not like in any way acknowledging that they're there, because you may not even know they're there, kind of thing. Because like some people, when they hear a knock or a tap, they think it's just the house kind of like settling down, but when things start happening, when like the door handle starts rattling and doors start slamming and then like cupboards opening, then that living person is going to know that something's going to go on. Something is actually going on. And so that spirit then may not have to wait longer to build up more energy to show themselves as like a ghost, kind of thing. The other residual is of a spirit person, which either you can see with your own eyes, or if not, by a camera, which I've caught several of, such as like Jordan's Wood. I don't know what Jordan's Wood area is all about, but I know that residual spirits are normally trapped in a time zone. It doesn't matter what time zone it is, but they're trapped because there's probably like a lot of, what's that called? Oh, what's that rock? I was thinking about it before I started streaming. Lime. What's that other bloody rock? Can't think that rock now. It'll come to me in a minute. But a spirit can be trapped in, such as like, oh, granite. That's it, granite. Because a granite is something that I suppose can hold a spirit's energy within that foundation, I suppose. They can also like come through, I suppose, if it's got like certain crystals, minerals and stuff like that. Because a lot of people have actually stated that they've seen more of a residual ghost spirit because their property was built on granite or other kind of minerals, and it also could be depending on the landline as well. Like with Jordan's Wood, where I caught those apparitions, 4 of them, that wooded area could have kind of grown up. You know, the trees could have grown over some kind of like granite or some kind of like mineral that holds in the spirit energy. And like, you know, a lot of places do get built on old like mine shafts and caves and quarries and stuff like that. So I feel like, you know, if like, you know, 200 years ago and a village kind of got slaughtered, their spirits may have not crossed over, and they've been kind of like trapped in time, which means that when they've been trapped in time, you may see certain people from that village appear every so often, depending on, again, the weather conditions, the ley lines, you know, the atmospherics, you know, the energy that may be around that area. So, like, I do feel like sometimes, like, although you see a spirit, a ghost, it doesn't always mean it's a ghost from, like, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years ago. I have heard stories where people have seen ghostly figures from the Roman times, you know, kind of thing. And, like, you know, hundreds of years ago, there used to be a lot more granite and limestone than there is now. But some people may think they've seen things, but it could also be, I believe, a part of like imagination as well. You know, our brain isn't like, you know, up to it is, you know, we've only like, well, science is only like scans so much of the brain, and like, you know, we may even think we may have seen a ghost, because like, you know, that energy around that particular property or that particular part of land could hold, you know, that negativity. You know, if a village got slaughtered by another like tribe or something, you know, there is going to be a lot of like anger, hate, sadness, and you know, all that can like build up, I suppose, and just like in in one way, stay there. You know, it can't move on. Maybe they don't know how to move on, and they decided to stay earthbound for like hundreds of years. But you know, as I say, ghost isn't always like someone who died yesterday or something. You know, a ghost can be like something that's been trapped in time, and you know, it's playing like a residual. It's like a recording because it's been trapped in that granite or limestone or whatever, you know. And let's say that village was started like 100 years ago. Every so often, when you know the moon goes, you know, like, and the atmospherics are right, maybe then it plays like that little bit of a recording back, and some people might be lucky enough to see it, I suppose. Any if they don't, any if they want to see it or not. No, like, such as Leonard, you know, the little boy who drowned over Mitcham Lake. There is a bit in the paper where a man was walking across the common. I think it was on the way home from work, and he saw a white apparition of a little boy, not walking, but riding a push bike. And it's pure white, you know, Leonard and the bike was pure white, you know, kind of thing. Was Leonard trapped there in time? You know, was it the right conditions for the guy to see it? Why did Leonard decide to show himself, like, kind of thing, to this guy, you know, like 2 o'clock in the morning? You know, what was the need for it? I don't know, but you know, it is a true story. It's actually in the papers. So you know, was Leonard in the process of like trying to like call out for some kind of help? Was he like afraid where he was? You know, maybe he didn't know how to cross over, and you know, trying to show himself to someone, you know, might have helped him cross over. I don't know, but you know, me, Simon, Aaron have got a lot of, you know, like evidence that we have communicated with Leonard through EVP, like through devices going off on, you know, on request. We've got like responses on, you know, straight away. We got his name on EVP. We got like his name coming through Ghostbox. So like, you know, Leonard died about 100 years ago. So was he actually trapped, you know, in that kind of like time zone? Was the conditions right for him to manifest himself in front of that person walking across the common at 2 o'clock in the morning? Maybe. You know, I don't think he would have done it, you know, to actually scare someone. I think, like, you know, because the conditions and everything was right at that particular night, maybe he was able to bring him out of that kind of like enclosure, that dimension that he might have been stuck in, just for those few seconds while he rode across the heath and into the lake, which apparently what happened. So, you know, like, we can't say all ghosts are real, because, you know, saying that every single ghost is real is like ridiculous, really, because I don't think all ghosts are real. I think our imagination plays part of it, to be honest with you. You know, we're hearing knocks and taps and things like that, and we see a shadow. It doesn't mean that that shadow is a ghost. No, we could have cast that shadow. Someone could have been walking past the window. A car could have been driving past and cast a shadow through the window or something, you know. You know, you might have a window in one room. Let's say this one here. If a car came down here and shone its light through the window, even though the curtains might have been shut, there might have been like a little kind of like gap in that kind of curtain. It could like reflected off the window. Reflected off a mirror, reflected off some other object, and then cast a shadow on the wall, making us think it was like a shadow person or a shadow creature or something. Yeah. You know, the thing is, we don't try to debunk some of this stuff. So the thing is, like, you know, how do we know ghosts are even real ghosts? You know, I do think the imagination does play, you know, a pretty sizable role, you know, kind of thing. No, someone might turn around and say, well, I think your house is haunted because, like, someone did die there 5 years ago before you moved in. Now, let's say someone did die there 5 years ago. Did that person, was that person able to cross over? If so, why did they cross over and come back? Did they come back because they haven't completed doing what they need to do, like pass on the message? Maybe they didn't know how to cross over, or maybe they don't want to cross over. Maybe they decided to stay on Earth plane because they're waiting for someone to cross over with them. It could be another family member they might be waiting for. Now, I've spoken to spirits before, for the Ouija board, and they said that they have crossed over and they've come back because a family member or a friend is about to pass away. And that's the reason why some of them come back over. Some of them haven't crossed over and they've just kind of either got stuck because they don't know how to cross over, or they again waiting for someone to help them cross over, or they decided that they don't cross over because they like being here. There's many reasons why a spirit person may or may not have moved on. If you know what I mean. I thought this was going to be a bit more easier topic, to be honest with you. But why do ghosts, try to show themselves? Do they do it because they want to be remembered of who they were like? When they're trying to show their facial complexion. Why do even some spirits show themselves as they are after death? Such as if someone had a bullet shot in their brain, or they drowned, why do spirits show themselves the way they died? Is it because, for two reasons? One, they don't realise they died, and they're trying to get that closure, and they don't know how to change their looks back to the way they were before they died? Or do they do it because they're kind of angry and pissed off that they died a certain way and they don't give a damn on how you see them? And by doing that, they know they're going to scare the hell out of you, and they can use that fear again to keep manifesting and doing certain things, such as banging, knocking, slamming doors, opening cupboards, and that kind of stuff. Why do some spirits open cupboards and don't close cupboards? That's one thing I've always thought about. Because when I was doing stuff with Pete Paranormal Man, and I was at his house, we had the DVR on, and the washing machine door opened, and also the drawer opened, and we're saying, whoever opened it up, can you close it? Can you close it? And it never got closed. So why don't they open it and not close it? Maybe you only can build up enough energy to do one thing at a time. Maybe it took several hours or several days for them to actually build up enough energy to do that one thing, to open the door, and they no longer have the energy to close the door after them. No. Why is it that way? And some other spirits can open and shut the door behind them. Some spirits can keep rattling the door. Some spirits can open a cupboard and close it. Some spirits can build up enough energy to stack chairs on top of each other. And another thing I don't understand is I did watch one of the programs last night. One of the what was it called? I think it was My Haunted Home or something like that. No, Paranormal Survivor, where this man and woman just moved into their new home, and things kind of started off slowly. They saw like the odd shadow, they heard the odd little noise kind of thing, but they kind of thought, it's just probably the house settling down. But over time, things started getting a bit more noisy. The shadows started increasing. I either saw a shadow of a person or a black mist or something. And then they're sitting in their living room one day, or one night actually, and they heard this great big crash, and it sounded like their glass cabinet had been pushed over, and everything inside it was broken because it was that much of a big crashing sound. They both got up and they went to check, and the cabinet was perfect. It hadn't been pushed down. Everything inside it was still in contact, intact and everything. Yeah. And they didn't understand it. And they sit there kind of like looking at each other, and suddenly you hear the same kind of sound, like the cabinet being pushed over again, but upstairs. And there wasn't one upstairs, they said. And I looked at the one behind them, and it's still, standing upright. Everything inside it was, intact and everything, kind of thing. So I was thinking that could have been like some kind of like a residual, where it's kind of been like something in the past, someone had a lot of anger and they could have like pushed something and smashed it, yeah. And over time, that sound is being played back, and it kind of like happens in that same location, but then suddenly it moves up. So it's probably like a time relapse kind of thing playing back. Maybe like originally they might have had a cabinet upstairs, and someone with a lot of anger smashed the cabinet, and like maybe a few weeks later they bought a new cabinet and decided to move downstairs and put some new stuff in there, and that same person, that same spirit, smashed that one before he died. And maybe that's why you got two different sounds of crashing noises from upstairs and downstairs, because he might have as I said, smashed two different cabinets at the time, and maybe those were trapped in time and making it like a residual kind of haunting. No, it's a bit of a weird story actually, that one. Now, how can they do that? Just to make that sound, it's got to take a hell of a lot of energy. But, it's not the energy that's doing it. It's that, well, I suppose it is the energy in one way, but if it is a residual kind of sound and it's being played back, it'll only play back every so often at a certain time, I suppose, of the year. Now, that's the only time they heard it. So maybe that's the only time they're going to hear it, kind of thing. I think they're still living in the same house, but they did have I think, paranormal investigator come down and do a house cleansing, and they said, it does seem like the place is a kind of like more quiet and it's more kind of like peaceful there, but they still sometimes hear the odd noise, or might see like a shadow or something, time to time. So I suppose the paranormal teams not actually removed it completely, but quieted it down. But if it's a residual, how can you get rid of residual energy? Because if it's something that's being played back from another time, I don't think you can get rid of residual energy. You can get rid of us, like the spirit and the ghost. But if it's a residual, I don't think you can get rid of the residuals, I don't think. Unless it's coming through like a portal or something like that, which someone's opened, or it's opened somehow in some other way, and someone found a way of closing that portal, and then that residual can't come through anymore. So I'm still learning all this, and I've been doing this like 6 years, and I still get confused with stuff, you know. You know, like how about all the things that we get here, you know. I don't think this is residual. This is like, you know, real life stuff that's coming through. I believe that I have got portals here, and I do invite spirits through here. Why I got 3 scratches on my neck, I do not know why. But even with scratches on yourself, it doesn't mean that the spirit that's done it is like negative. I feel like they need to do something to try to like attract your attention. You know, they could be making noises that I don't even hear. You know, they could be doing things when I'm sleeping, and it's not loud enough for me to wake up. So what they probably do is like, you know, they scratch me. So, you know, when I wake up and I go to the mirror, I get to see it, and I'm thinking, right, okay, I've got 3 scratches here. You know, something is probably trying to attract my attention, and it could be positive, could be negative. I don't know. But I have got 3 scratches on my neck, as you saw earlier. I'll show you again. Right, where is it? Right there. Looks like IV. Or, yeah, I and a V. Or it could be a L, V. Don't know. So, like, you know, it's like I'm still learning this stuff, yeah, day by day, night by night, week by week, month by month, year by year, you know. And some of the things I may be like talking bullshit about, you know, some people might even not know any of this shit and are learning from me and other, you know, paranormal investigators. With reincarnations, I believe could be some kind of like residual energy that can be passed down, you know, through your genes, I suppose. I'm just wondering, like, reincarnation is of someone who died and they've somehow possessed you in a positive way, but you don't know you've been possessed. And then, like, when you get married and have kids, that residual energy that's in, you know, either the man or the woman has moved in to that newborn child, and then that newborn child is possessed by that energy. And then, like, once it's got old enough, depending on how old, I don't know, but maybe then, you know, that residual energy, you know, kind of like expands, and, you know, you get to know things that you don't even know about, you know, things that you never knew that's happened in your past. It's like that true story about that little boy out in Asia somewhere, where, you know, he told his parents about, you know, he believes he's a reincarnation of another boy who was actually murdered in a little village, you know, probably about 5 to 1,000 kilometers away, I think, yeah. And, you know, he said that he needed to go there, so his family took him there. And it's supposed to be, you know, based on a true story. And when I got there, you know, he knew everything about the village. You know, he knew the names of the roads. He knew certain people's names. And he said, like, you know, this is where he died. And he believed he knew who the person was who killed him. And for some reason, they wanted to tell the authorities, and they wanted the authorities to go to where this boy who died like so many years ago was buried. And they pleaded the authorities to do it. So the authorities went and dug this part of ground up. And they actually did find a little boy there. And the boy who was living, who believed he was reincarnated, said, like, this is the man who, like, murdered me in like a previous time. And there was a man there who actually did live in the village still, and they went and like arrested him, and he did actually own up that he did commit murder. You know, he killed his child. So what's happened? The child that the I suppose the spirit of the murdered child somehow made its way into like another child. How? I've got no idea. I suppose like, you know, through possessing someone, I suppose. You know, if someone could have, you know, his parents could have been had relatives that that lived there, and then moved to where his parents were, and like, you know, the spirit probably like jumped living people's bodies or something. Because you know? I do believe like a spirit, if they want to, they can actually possess more than one person. They can like possess like Tom, and once he's, you know, been dealt with, you know, the spirit can jump out and then possess like Barry, and you know, do things to Barry, then jump out and jump into like Craig or someone. So like, I do believe, you know, possession is another way, I suppose, through carnation. I'm not saying it is, but I reckon, you know, my own thoughts, possibility. Maybe you can feel like spiritual, well, not spiritual, but people's energy. You know, how about when I got that clown doll? You know, I felt like some kind of like weird energy was pulling me from the bus over to the choke shop. And how I didn't get run over, I don't know, because there was a lot of traffic on that road. And it felt like whatever was like pulling me was guiding me as well, you know, so I wouldn't get like knocked over by a vehicle. And like when I got to the choke shop, my head kind of like got turned like that. I need to tell it myself. Something like falsely turned my head and made me look down, and there's like, you know, the little clown doll, and whatever the energy was told me to buy the clown doll, which I did do. So I do feel like, you know, there's some kind of like weird energy forms that spirits can actually generate to make us do things. Um, and either we don't want to do it, I'm pretty sure they can make us do it. No, it's kind of weird, you know, some of the topics. You know, so residuals, you know, is to me of a spirit that's of a person who's died in the past, and like, you know, they haven't crossed over, you know, their energy's trapped through time, and it's trapped in like, you know, granite or some other kind of mineral, and it gets played back as a recording. I think a lot of like residual energies are in like, you know, caves, you know, like mines where the miners died. There's been many stories of like people going to visit mines, and they've heard like the sound of explosions and cries and screams out for helps and stuff like that. I suppose a well can also be another one. If someone's fallen down a well and the well is like made out of granite or some kind of like stone that can actually trap energy in, you know, that spirit may not have been able to get out of that well. And, you know, you might be walking past the well one day and that spirit might be calling out, you know, help, and you're thinking that there's someone in danger, and you know, you might be calling up the authorities like 999, getting like police and ambulance and fire brigade down because you think there's someone down the well calling that help, and they come down and put someone down there, and there's no one down at all. It's all through, like, you know, spiritual energy, I suppose. You just think, you know, like, there have been a lot of people found in wells, you know, died, you know, not found as, like, you know, seen as they are now, but, you know, like bones, water tanks as well, you know. Such like Alicia Lamb, you know, they only found her because, like, the water tasted bad, and, you know, and they had to get someone up there to check the water. They ain't checked the water, they wouldn't have found her. So, you know, maybe that's no way of finding a person that may have died. You know, I know, like, you know, over time, a person's body will decay, and it will affect, like, you know, water, if it's in, like, a river or something, yeah? If that water's running through, like, you know, like people's faucets, you know, kitchen, and they're tasting really bad, like, kind of hard water, they're going to get, like, someone out there to actually check it out, aren't they, from the water board? And that's what they've done. They went up there, checked the water tanks, and they found her up there. No, I've not actually seen any kind of, like, ghost or residual energies. You know, we caught it on camera. Yeah, we caught it on camera quite a lot. But I ain't seen nothing with my own physical eyes apart from shadows. And they do say, like, you know, seeing shadows can be the first step before you get to see, like, a natural either residual or ghost person kind of thing, you know. Maybe I have seen one, because I, you know, about that story I told you a couple of times about that person in that, like, Red Riding Hood costume in a boiling hot day walked past the bus, and I'm thinking that's a bit strange, you know. And I kind of looked around to see if that person's still around. I never got to see him again. So was that something like a residual spirit I saw? Could have been like a I can't even pronounce that. It could have been a residual spirit of a child that may have been in a fancy dress costume, which they did at school, and possibly got knocked down by a car one day, and maybe they got trapped. You know, their spirit didn't cross over, and, you know, every so often their spirit might roam and walk past that location. They got knocked down and killed. And maybe I might have saw it. You know, at that time I might have been there at the right time, right location, right conditions. I don't know, but when I saw it, I thought, well, that's a bit weird. And you know, it only took me seconds to, like, you know, I don't even know why I started looking again, but I looked around. There weren't no cars parked up for the person to get in. They weren't walking down the road. They didn't cross the road. So what I saw, I don't know. Maybe I did see a ghost. Maybe might just be my imagination. But I do see a lot of shadows moving around in here time to time, you know. I do see, like, a little black shadow, which I think might be the shadow spirit of a cat from upstairs. When she gave me Tammy, she did say one of her kittens died. So maybe it might be the ghost cat from upstairs, you know. But I have seen a lot of shadows. But I've not seen anything other than shadows. You know, I'm wondering what it would actually be like if I saw, like, a full-blown apparition, or even like a partial apparition of a person standing right near my door. What would I do? Well, my jaw would drop. I'd probably shit my pants, and I'd probably be too scared to move. But, you know, if I could, I would try to communicate with it. If it seemed like something that isn't negative, I would try to communicate with it, have a little conversation, find out who it is, where they come from, try to get their name. But if it's something like, you know, something evil and demonic, and I could sense it's evil and demonic, I won't be communicating with it. I'll be trying to get rid of the damn thing. So like last couple of nights, I didn't say this last night, but last couple of nights, I have heard, which sounds like a door banging, but it's not like a loud bang, it's just like that kind of sound. What? Sometimes it's like one knock, sometimes it's like a couple of knocks. Sounds like the door kind of rattling kind of thing, you know. I know we've had like a little bit of cold weather, but we've not had that cold, you know, that draft for it to like move doors. What do you want, you little shit? You know you can't be getting picked up when I'm drinking my coffee. Little cow. Say, buy me a new scratch frame, please. I need a new scratch frame. Well, you ain't getting one. I ain't got the money for it. Hello, Haunted Paranormal. Hello, oh, it's just popped in. Bridget. Got a bang in it, they kick in. I haven't actually got you subscribed, Haunted Paranormal, but I will subscribe you now. And I'll hit your notifications up. And I'll post your channel in. So guys, you know, check out Haunted Paranormal. Go and check him out. He's only got 5 subscribers. Look, if you want to sit on my lap, you put your legs there and not in my fucking nuts. Okay? Because your claws hurt when they dig in there. And if I start getting hair in my coffee, you're getting off. Right? She needs a new scratch thingy. I've got to check out for one. If you like my cat, you want to buy me a scratch climbing thing, hit me up on PayPal if you want to. I'm not saying you have to. If you want to help Tammy out to get her a new scratch frame, look, see, look, you're molting again. PayPal's in the comment down below, by the way. And it will go towards the cat, not me. Her scratch frame's completely knackered. How I've been, tired, exhausted, especially with this hot weather. Been so bloody hot. But now the weather's cooled down, I'm not going to go out because it's been raining too much. We had a thunderstorm a couple of times yesterday. Haunted Doll 2, Very Haunted Doll Orbs. I just posted a video up the other day from one of my old DVR camera footage. I had some dolls over there, and you saw an orb come out from the doll, and I was actually holding a doll on my lap, and I had a K2 meter, and the K2 meter was going crazy. But as soon as I put the doll back over, it stopped. So why it was going crazy when I was holding, I don't know. Maybe that when you got a spirit attached to a doll and they like to be held and picked up, they give off that extra energy to set off your K2 meter. And when you put them back, I think, well, you know, well, we ain't going to give you activity now because, you know, you're not picking us up. I'm actually going to bring one of the dolls out again, possibly tomorrow, Sunday, if not Tuesday. I've still got a couple of dolls in Rose's package. I'm not going to be doing anything with them small ones, to be honest. I don't really feel that there's anything much attached to those dolls. I'll probably do a quick pendulum on them sometime, you know, just to see if anything comes through the pendulum. But that other doll, which I think Gen T sent me. I'll probably bring her out again. I can't remember how many dolls Gen T has sent me, actually, to be honest with you. I know Rosa sent me a lot. Thank you. That time you got for me. Yeah, I'm not sure how many I've had off Rose, but I've had quite a lot off Rose. She sent me like 20 odd last time. But as I say, most of them are those little small dolls. I don't really feel much on those. Those ones, with those grinning faces, which I said I didn't really like. I kind of left them out, and they have been left out all the time now on the settee in the living room. And I don't feel just kind of freaked out with them as much now. Don't know why. I don't know why I don't like those particular dolls. The ones with those weird smirks. It kind of to me thinking that if there is something negative attached to them, then they're laughing at it because they know they're going to give you some kind of clappy activity, and they're going to try to scare you and do whatever they want, possibly to harm you or something. But these ones, I think they're just all kind of mischievous. That's sort of attached to them. But I'm not going to bring no dolls in tonight. Probably try to stand about 15 minutes anyway. Have an early night because I didn't get to sleep till 10 o'clock this morning, as I say. Couldn't sleep for some reason. But anyway, that's how I'm thinking about residual energies and the different kind of spirits. Whether being good, negative. The reason why they have or haven't passed over. And if they have passed over, the reason why they need to come back for certain reasons. But I believe that someone has actually crossed over and they've come back. It's either because they got something they need to do, they haven't finished something that they need to finish off, or they missed being where they originally probably spent most of their life in a certain location, and they decided to come back for a while, or they've come back because someone in their family or a close friend or husband and wife is near their time. They've come over to click, to meet them and help them cross over themselves. So, that's how I see it anyway. I know I kind of babbled, apologies about the babbling, but some reason I thought I could talk about this quite easily tonight, but for some reason I just don't feel like I said it as well as I did for some reason. I felt like something was trying to stop me from saying certain things. No, I'm not saying I got anything or feel any kind of negativity in here, but I'll be honest with you, I do feel like a weird energy around me at the moment. That mischievous kind of energy. Yeah, check out Paranormal Dolls as well. I'm going to try to get him on here one night to do a stream. The only thing is I don't want to be bringing too many people on here because, the trolls and the haters. So check out Paranormal Dolls as well. Being there. That go through. Yeah. Check out Charmy's link as well. Charmy does paranormal stuff. I think I have cracked it on the head and known who done that video follow me. I seriously do think I know who it was. Because I've not been told last few days since I did that last video. Oh, actually, we've had a troll here a little while ago, didn't we? Didn't see that one. What did we say? Hey, people do see dead animals. No, people do see dead animals. Like there's a story I was watching last night. A video I was watching a little while ago, trying to get a little bit more information about residual energies. A female said that she feels her dead dog is around her quite a lot, you know, kind of thing. She's sensitive around. There's Charmy's link. Go and check Charmy out. She's got quite a few videos on there. Well, about 9 or 10. She does ghost boxing. Yeah, but like, you know, don't get cats and dogs are quite sensitive. You know, a lot of animals are quite sensitive actually, you know, including horses. Horses can sense weird anomalies, can't they? Weird things like that. You know, why does my cat keep running around? You know, why does she look in the middle of the room, you know, following something around, which I don't know what she's looking at. I was mucking around there yesterday, well, this morning, because the sunlight was like beaming through my window, and it was hitting my watch here, and it's casting like a light reflection. And every time I put it down on the floor, she saw the light reflection. She kept like chasing it around. But before that, like she was running in and out, and I'm just trying to think, why is she running in and out? You know, what's the reason for her to keep running in and out? You know, maybe it is that spirit cat that likes chasing about. Maybe there's a spirit in here that keeps chasing around. Maybe there's a negative spirit in here trying to like harm her. I don't know, but she does do a lot of running around time to time, and like I'm thinking, well, what's she doing? No, I've even got the video of her chasing the orb through the hallway, and the orb goes through the door, the bottom door, and she kind of stops just before she bangs her head on the door. So, you know, and that is a video I caught with her. I mean, it is on my YouTube somewhere. I think it's called Cat Chases Orb or something, or Tammy Chases Orb. But, you know, I know she senses things and sees things, and she's got, you know, her sensibility is probably around about the same as a dog, and like they sense things a lot more than we do. You know, like we may sit here thinking like, I feel like someone's sitting here, but what is the cat or the dog feeling? You know, are they feeling what we're feeling, or have they felt it already before us and like kind of thought, well, you know, it's not bothering me. You know, I'm just going to lay down and cuddle up or curl up on my blanket or my chair or something, and they ain't worried about whatever's there. You know, what was that? What we caught on the Xbox last night, right next to the cat. She jumped up on the chair, and then we caught an anomaly right next to her. It's only for a second or two, but what was it? You know, was it a spirit person? Or did the Xbox somehow glitch out and pick up the cat as a weird anomaly? There ain't many videos out there where people have proven that the Xbox can pick up a cat as a weird anomaly, or even a dog. But last night, something appeared right next to the cat, only for a second or two. We saw it live on stream. It's only because I said, look, there's an orb. No, I said, look, Xbox picked something up or something, I said. And as I turned around, it disappeared. Maybe he didn't want me to see it. But I would have seen like it on the actual camera on a big screen TV, but when I turned around, it just decided to disappear. Maybe he thought that I saw it. Don't know. I can't read chat. It's going too fast for me now. Oh yeah, Paranormal Wales was on last night. I got a message saying, "Oh, go over the Paranormal Wales. He wants you on." But I was like doing some other stuff. I wasn't like concentrating on what's happening on the internet. I think I was doing a little bit of gaming actually, to be honest with you. So, and I turned off all notifications so I wouldn't keep getting disturbed. And when I did come off the game and checked notification, I think it was Claire saying like Paranormal Wales wanted you on his channel. Now I did go to watch the video, but I didn't watch it all. But he had some ping pong balls laying across the floor. After he left, you know, within a minute or so, all the ping pong balls started to move on their own. Now, you know, I weren't trying to be funny because I wasn't, you know, but I said like maybe, you know, a gust of air could have blown them. So I've had it happen here, you know. You got to debunk things. But he stated that, you know, it's in his house. There weren't no cold drafts laying around. So, like, you know, he believes that saying manipulate those not tennis balls, those ping pong balls to make a move. So I just left a comment saying, well, maybe it is a spirit, maybe it wasn't. You know, I weren't there to see it myself. You know, a ping pong ball is very easy to move, you know, even with vibration. So I just said, look, you know, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I can't say. I'm not trying to be kind of like negative about it, but if he's going to do something like that again, maybe use a harder ball, such as like get some golf balls or a tennis ball and see if they can do the same thing. Because if it happens the second night with a different kind of ball, that's going to be like pretty damn well amazing. So I wasn't trying to be rude, you know, I wasn't trying to cause like any kind of drama or like saying it's like, no, it wasn't a ghost, because it could have been the spirit that's made them balls move. I'm just saying that what he needs to do is like when things happen here, I tend to try to debunk them. You know, like when the Bible in the living room fell down off the pressure pad, I put the Bible back up and I jumped around to see if any kind of vibration would set it off. Not the Bible back down, but it didn't. So I tend to always try to debunk things. You know, even with the ping pong balls I've got, you know, I've put them on the side table in the living room, and there's never usually any draft in there. Never. You know, it gets bloody cold in there, but there's no draft in there. And on the occasion, the ping pong ball has kind of fallen down for no apparent reason. And I've gone back in and I've put the ping pong ball back on the cabinet where it originally was. And then I've jumped around trying to cause any vibration around that cabinet in hope that to find out if the ping pong ball would fall off again, but it didn't. So, you know, when things do happen, it's a big possibility that it could be interaction, but sometimes it could just be, you know, a blast of cold air, or it could be vibration that may have set it off. So I'm just saying, like, you know, good piece of evidence, but to me, it's not, you know, that kind of. To me, it's hard for me to say really. It could have been the spirit doing it, but it might not have been, you know. Some people could even say it's mind over matter. You know, we could actually generate the energy by thinking, you know, to ourselves, saying like those balls are going to move, and suddenly like the balls move, you know, kind of thing. We could be telepathically thinking and making it moved by telepathic thoughts. So what I was trying to say is that it'd be even more interesting if we used a different ball or balls on his next live stream and see if it happens again. Now, don't forget, I did say like with spirits, when they move things, it does take them a lot of energy to move something. Now, I think he had about 5 ping pong balls, and they all moved. Even one kind of moved down and then kind of turned and came back on itself, which was kind of like weird because that shouldn't happen. If a ping pong ball's going to move, it should just carry on moving and stop when it's, you know, it stop when it stops, kind of thing, you know. But one particular ping pong ball did go down and turn and come back on itself, while another ping pong ball kind of went down and curved and stopped. But it'd be interesting if he got some other type of balls, you know, golf balls or tennis balls, and done the same kind of thing that he did last night or this morning or whenever it was, and see if it happens again. But that's going to be more compelling that, you know, whatever done it last night, if it was a spirit, they should be able to do it again. But because I'm saying that, like I said earlier, we don't know how much energy it takes for a spirit to even move something. It might have took that spirit days, months, weeks to build up enough energy to move them ping pong balls. Maybe they can't do it tonight. Maybe it's going to be another couple of weeks before they've got the energy to even move any other object, item, whatever. But it's kind of unusual when you see like or hear stories where people say, well, like, you know, my cup flew across the table, the kettle got turned on by itself, the doors opened by itself, you know, the doors banged, you know, all that kind of stuff. We just don't know how much energy it takes the spirit to take, you know, to do it. Are they getting the energy from us? Are they getting the energy from the electrical appliances, the water, you know, in the house? Because like every kind of like different energy, I suppose, that they can use builds up, doesn't it? No, I think that one's trying to be a bit funny, to be honest with you. You know, I don't mind you blocking them if you think they're being arseholes. And I think you're going to unblock them. Some of us have unblocked them. But should have left them blocked anyway. Hello, Aaron. You're late. Yeah, well, the thing is, as I say, like last night, I didn't know you was actually going to be live streaming. I was actually playing a bit of Justify zombie gaming last night, and I turned every notification off. I even turned my phones off. It was only until I decided to go to bed. I thought I'd check the Facebook one more time, and I saw that there was a message there. And they said, like, Paranormal Wells wanted you to go on his live stream. I thought, oh shit, if I'd known, I would have came off the game, but didn't know. I was trying to listen to the bit where they said that he heard like the voice going woo or something, woo, like that or whatever. You know, I try to listen to that. I didn't kind of like hear it myself, but people hear different things on different streams. You know, some people say they hear disembodied voices come through my live stream. I don't hear nothing, but some of you guys might do. Don't get, because the spirit's trying to communicate with us through voice, and I don't hear it. Don't get the microphone picks up more than we do, and they might be able to be heard more through the microphone than we actually hear them through disembodied voices, you know, kind of thing. Do you know what time he's going to be on tonight? So I'll try to stay awake a bit later, but it depends on what I'm going to be doing. Because if the weather's going to be nice tomorrow, Sunday, I do want to try to get out. Cheers, dogs, but you know what these trolls are like. It doesn't bother me, I just ignore them anyway. I just want to check something out, actually. Let me do something. Click on that. Save on that. Oh, I don't understand this. My internet's really slow for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, there we go. It's worked that time. Right, I just got to check the cat. She's just gone out in the bath to her dirt box. And if she pooped, I've got to get rid of it before it starts stinking. So I'll be back in a minute. Smells like it. You know what I fancy? All I've had today, like for dinner, is half a packet of these and half a box of Maltesers. And I really could do with a pizza, but I don't have the cut funding for the pizza. I've still got some of the donations left, but those donations you done for me last week, as I said, that's not going to be squandered on me, as in like food and bills. That's going back on my website, and if there's anything left over to buy go towards a new piece of equipment, I could really do with a pizza. I ain't got 15 quid to go and buy one today. Still never mind. Stop up and down with you, cat. I think I've got him on notifications, actually. I'm not sure. What I do, I'll put my mobile phone on here, and if you've got me on Facebook, just like send me a quick Facebook message saying that he's on, and I'll pop over there. But it depends on what time he goes on, that's the thing. I've been having too many late mornings, like 10 o'clock this morning I didn't go to bed till. The other night I didn't get to sleep till like 7 o'clock. And the night before that it was like 5 o'clock. So my phone's now back on. You know, it'd be nice to be on his stream actually, because I might be able to feel some of the energies coming through there. Sometimes I can sit there and watch and, like, you know, being in chat and might pick up an energy of like someone who may be there. But it's more better if I'm actually invited to hang out and I'm sitting there like concentrating and talking to the people who's actually like are feeling the energies around them. It's kind of weird how things happen though, because people have sensed things here through the internet. I sense stuff through other people through the internet. How that can happen, I've got no idea, but it happens. I may pick up the energy of like someone being in someone's house, and I can just turn around and say, look, I don't want to be like, sound like an idiot or something. Yeah, I don't know if you want to know, but I feel like there's someone at your home, and it's like a female spirit, an elderly spirit. And sometimes people turn around and said, well, yeah, my nan or my mum died a couple of years ago or something. They feel that their energies around them. So, sometimes I do pick up energies of so-called spirits at people's homes or locations over the internet. I've never said I'm a psychic, I'm a medium, anything like that. Clairvoyant, yeah. I may be kind of like, in one way, maybe a little bit psychic, but not, someone who's like got crazy psychic abilities. I do have like, the abilities to, I suppose, like sense spirits around me. And maybe through, other locations, I suppose. Oh, God, we're really tired again now. I should go to bed now, actually, but I don't know. Hey, Wells, are you going on tonight? Bit easier than Mighty Dan, because there's a 30-second delay. Hello, fan. I'm actually going down in a minute offline. Might need to go over to Wales if he's going on. All right. I'm going to see if I can invite you. So I'm going to invite you on here. I've got a banging headache. Be interested to find out what other stuff happened last night. Oh, it won't let me invite you. Why won't it let me invite you? I've got you on there. Let me see if I can get you on Google Plus. Actually, I can get you on Facebook, can't I? Paranormal Wales. Fucking eyes died for some reason there. Right, click on your Facebook. Oh, one there. What the hell's going on with my browser tonight? Everything keeps screwing up. No, I just sent you a message through Facebook. Wales. Like, really playing up. Like, know when you feel like you've got dirt in your eye? It's like that kind of thing. I'll be doing the dolls tomorrow, probably Sunday, if not Tuesday. Oh, I'm just going to nip to the bathroom. I need to take a pee. Yeah. All right, thanks for the message. We're not here at the moment, but we'll get back to you shortly. I sent a message to Wales, but he's not received it because he's not around to receive it. Later, dolls. Oh well, never mind. I did send him an invite, but he's going to be doing a stream tonight, I think. So at least I invite him. Yeah, I'll do the doll either tomorrow, if not Tuesday. Depends on how I feel, you know, because like if I'm feeling tired and I don't have the energy to do it, I won't bother. That's the only reason why I'm doing topic tonight. But yeah, the only thing I was trying to be funny about the ping pong balls, you know, it possibly was a spirit. I'm not saying it was, it wasn't. You know, I wasn't there to feel the energies around that location. So that's why I'm saying, like, you know, try another kind of ball, and if you get the same kind of like things happen, then that's going to be even more amazing. You know, last night watching the video was quite amazing, seeing them all move. The more better one was when the ball kind of went down and turned around on itself and came back up a little bit. You don't really see ping pong balls do that, to be honest with you. The EVP, I didn't hear myself. Maybe I just ended the volume up, or maybe I weren't listening properly. But you know, say sometimes some people pick up EVPs, some people won't pick up EVPs. Don't you start, Laurie. No, I'm not getting the doll out now. I'm not getting the doll out now. I can't. I ain't got the energy to do anything with dolls right now. So dolls tomorrow or Tuesday. This is why I don't understand the cat now. It just decides to sleep. Where is she? Under the chair. Where is it? Where is she? That's picking. I ain't picking up. Why is it? Oh. Yeah, she's under the chair. Don't know why. Maybe it's more cooler over there. Don't know. Just doesn't seem to sit in a chair or go on a windowsill that much at night time there. Yeah, your spanking days are coming to the end. You know, you've been behaving yourself a little bit more. So, you know, depends. You know, if you're going to start being a bad girl, you know, you're going to get the old spanking again, aren't you? But I've got to be careful because, like, you know, people might take it the wrong way, and you know, I won't say what, but you know. Right, well, I'm going to bugger off, watch a bit of TV. I'll probably check out a couple of videos on paranormal dolls. Check out these dolls. And also possibly check out a little bit on Haunted Paranormal. I think he's got some dolls as well, hasn't he? Yeah, I'll check them out. Probably watch Haunted Paranormal ones first because they're only like a couple of minutes each. So I'll watch all those ones. Then I'll jump onto Paranormal Dolls and check out a couple of these ones. I did start watching Communication with the Haunted Dolls Part 72 last night. I never got to watch it all. So, what is that one you got? My new altar for Conjuring Part 3. What is that application you got you're using? Just trying to find out what that app is, the one with the blue screen. Right, just put a message in the comment on Paranormal Dolls, my new altar for Conjuring Part 3. Just asking what app you was using. Right, guys, I'm off. Good night, all. Catch you later.